What's up guys, my name's Luke from Archer & Woods, style consultancy and pre-owned menswear store. It's crazy sunny and hot today, so apologies if the sun messes up the exposure at all and if you see just a little bit more chest than usual, because this is how I cope. Today we're going to have a little look at the style evolution of Ryan Reynolds. I think everyone likes Ryan Reynolds. I'm pretty sure he's almost universally loved. One of the most popular videos I've done on social media is the one about Ryan Reynolds' suede jackets. The one he has is hard to get, so a lot of people ask me where he gets it from. It's obviously General is the one that in the main one, but that's super expensive, so there's alternatives as well. So we'll see if we can dive into all of that. But we have to start right at the kind of beginning of his adult years, and it's been quite the evolution. Before I do get into it, guys, though, please do remember to like and subscribe, because it really helps me grow the store and the channel. Also, if you are interested in style consultancy or any sort of help with your style, I offer one-on-one sessions or a full wardrobe overhaul, personal shopping experience, be it online or in person. Check out archandwoods.com for that. But yeah, let's get into it. Ryan Reynolds, the young man. So when I first came to know about Ryan Reynolds, it was actually that sitcom he did called Two Guys, a Girl and a Pizza Place or something like that. I was unemployed, I used to watch it quite a lot, and it was pretty good actually. I don't know how popular it was over here in the UK, but I really enjoyed it, and this is how I remember it. Just like spiky hair, geezer from Sugar Ray, and I wanted that hair, so I definitely did have some effect on me. I never did the goatee, so you can see here he's got this typical skater boy look. We all had that sort of grunge phase, and at the time it was good, but yeah, we'll see later the difference is huge. But he's a kid, he's young in this age, and the goatee, the little chin beard, hasn't aged that well. A few more photos of him, just simple sort of t-shirts. And I remember at that sort of time, it was all about either vintage stuff, like vintage was starting to become a thing, but it was more like vintage sportswear. At least for us in London, it was finding old American like basketball, baseball t-shirts with like teams I never knew existed. I'd never even watched any of those sports. But yeah, that was pretty much the look back then. And then if you go to his more formal wear, so for like his sort of like red carpet events, he's got a suit, he's got a tie, and he's got some trainers on. It's a classic look. They're actually quite a lot when I do these videos, just the suit tie. It's the reluctant suit wearer. And the suit's not that bad. It's not terrible. Definitely seen worse for around that time, but wearing them with some Converse is yeah, it's just not my thing. Oh my God, it's so hot. Woo. Yeah, the suit isn't that bad. It's just a grey suit, but I remember not wanting to wear one and just wanting baggy clothes and to look a little bit rough around the edges, and this was what I would be doing back then as well. A tie not done up and just some trainers. Then there's this look he's got with just some simple jeans, white t-shirt, white shirt, and some black boots. This is actually quite a contemporary look that I've seen quite a lot of people wear right now. And I've seen this with Balenciaga stuff as well. Like this look, the light blue denim and black boots is huge right now. It's absolutely huge right now. People wearing loads. And then again with the white t-shirt, white shirt undone. It's a pretty good look. It wasn't meant to be. We're going back to these things, but the rest of it, I think we can leave. The short sleeves, the Gator Boy shirts, the sort of grunge look, I think we can leave in the past. So then he grows up a little bit and he's got this kind of phase here. So this shirt, this grey shirt with some sort of bootcut jeans and some boots. And whilst it's not a great look, it's definitely moving up the ladder. The shirt's quite a nice fit. I remember we used to have, try to get a bigger collar as possible back then as well. And the jeans as well, the bootcut jeans. But he's got a bit of a tan going on here. The hair's looking a little bit better. It's a little bit longer. It's an element of a mullet, which was definitely a thing. But that was his younger years. And whilst there's no like horror shows in it, it's definitely of its time that the improvement comes. So it's about this sort of time the physique changes. After Two Guys and a Girl and a Pizza Place, he definitely disappeared for a bit. And then he came back, and there was a few like rom-coms and stuff. But then he came back, and I think it was Blade he was in, and he was ripped, absolutely ripped. And this has started his adult evolution in terms of style and just people taking him more seriously as an actor, as a person. He had the strong beard going on, and the hair was the same. So we got to this stage where he's now looking buff, he's dressing a little bit more adult. So you can see this photo here, he's just got some simple straight cut jeans, some Converse steel, and a leather jacket. And this fit isn't the best, it's a bit nothing, especially for like a Hollywood superstar. It's the Converse, the just brown leather jacket. It's not really where we see him go later on. It's not crafted in any way, it's just okay fitting clothes that are put together. And that is the precursor for him becoming the sort of dagcore casual king of these sort of clothes. And it really formulates when he starts getting suede jackets on. So it's more his like casual wear, the stuff he wears on the streets, the coffee run, that kind of thing, with just chinos, straight leg trousers or jeans, and then these sort of trucker suede jackets. There's a couple of them, or they're more like Harrington jackets, or more like Harrington jackets. And as I said before, the main ones he has are from Officine Generale, and they do go for around about £1,000. But you can get so many good alternatives from brands like Reese. Reese is ideal for the suede jacket look because they fit really well, they're slim without being that skinny, and they're relatively affordable, especially in the pre-owned market. You can pick them up for around £100 to £150, and they come in so many different colours and different sort of types. There's just always good options out there. They're very similar to the one Ryan wears. So but the main thing here is he keeps it simple. His trousers are mostly the same sort of cut, just straight legs. He's quite a tall guy, so he's picked something that worked for him, nothing too skinny or anything like that at all. His footwear, like trainers or boots most of the time, just some lace-ups. And the colours is where he makes this really work. So he uses earth tones, greens, navies, greys, muted colours. Even if these greens are the sort of statement piece, they're relatively toned down and work with the rest of the outfit. And that is where earth tones really work, on just muted colours. He wears his glasses a lot now he's older, and that really works for him. He's got that tan, and often it's a fake tan. You can see in a few photos and interviews of him, you can see it's a fake tan. But I would always say, look, it's definitely better than ruining your skin in the sun, and also it just makes you look a little bit healthier. I use it, and it definitely makes me just feel that extra little bit more healthier in the way I look. With this casual, I do have a bit of a critique myself. I don't like when he plays with these sort of patterns. He uses these sort of like flat floral patterns or paisley patterns, and occasionally with the knitwear as well. It's a bit old school. It's a bit like when it was All Saints were big, and I don't think it works that well with what he normally wears. I like when he just keeps it simple. It's just like a t-shirt, jacket and trousers. Super simple, it looks much better. A Harrington or a bomber jacket works really well for him, or just keeping it simple with a crew neck jumper. But again, you can see in his photos, the colours are all just super muted. They work really well for him. And again, these are things that anyone can do. I know that some people think it's a little bit run-of-the-mill or boring, but if you just want to hit the mark of being well presented, this is a really good example of ways someone can dress to really up their game. And it's affordable, and it just looks clean and simple and masculine as well, like super masculine. So we move more now into the suit game. So this is the other part of his updated look, is his tailoring, and this is where it gets really interesting, because he's got his suede jackets, I think, of one sort of thing of his. The next thing are his suits, where he's a little bit hit and miss for me. So a lot of his suits are a little bit tight fitting, and I think that is mostly on purpose. I think it's just a personal preference for him, because he's a big guy, as in he's a slim to muscular guy. I know that was a big contentious point when I put out one of my videos, getting into the argument of, oh no, he's not, he's skinny or whatever. But for the average guy, the average man, he is muscular. If you see the images of when he was jacked for Blade, and he's kept that physique up, but he is on the slim side as well. So he does wear his suits a little bit tight, sometimes on the trouser a little bit short sometimes, but that's his look, that's the style he's on for, and ultimately I think he does a good job. This photo here of the lilac shirt was the first one that alerted me to his sort of more grown up and modern sort of look. And I really like this. This was just some time ago. I remember getting this photo on Tumblr. So this must have been around about 2010 maybe, I want to say. And I love the colour use of this. Like the use of this sort of lilac-y shirt, the brown jacket, blue trousers, little pocket square, and some brown shoes. And there are a few changes I'll do to update it to like modernise it, because the trousers aren't particularly high, the brown shoes not too sure about. But ultimately, for the time and as a colour palette, I think it's really nice. And yes, he does evolve from these sort of just normal suits of his into modern times, where he starts to play around with brands like Brunello Cucinelli. He wears a lot of corduroy suits. This is where he goes to the next one. So I believe his stylist is Lara Urbanati for a lot of these. And yeah, this is where I think this rubbed off on him, because he's done a great job with playing with colours, really like relaxed fitting suits. This brown one I really loved, but he's also worn this red one I wasn't too sure of, but it's for the red notice, so you can let him off that. He's worn some like blue ones and loads of different colours he's had. He really likes this sort of corduroy look, which is, when it's fine, it almost looks like velvety as well. The thing I sometimes don't find is when he has won a few sort of like black tie events like bow ties and tuxes, and this one in particular, this tux, doesn't work for me at all. It looks really short, it looks really tight, the bow tie's tiny. That's probably my worst look of his. I really don't like that. Whereas there's one I think it was the Met Gala, this brown bow tie, brown corduroy suit with a white bow tie. I think it's brown from this image. It looks much better. There's a lot going on, but it's a themed event, and I think he looks really good here. There's a couple of ones with waistcoats I'm not too sure of. This one for the Deadpool 2 premiere is not so bad at all. I can take it or leave it out. I think it works. But then there's this one with the denim waistcoat, and that's just not for me. From fitting denim in that is just a bit too gimmicky, and it doesn't look good. But I do think Ryan Reynolds is obviously he's improved from when he was a young kid. Anyone does. It's just a passing of time. But I do think his style evolution has been really impressive. He looks great. Obviously physically he looks great as well. He's put in the work, and maybe add something else, who knows, it's not for me to say. But I really like his styles. There are definitely some things that I'm not too much of a fan of, but he looks like he enjoys the clothes he wears. He looks like he's nailed down his looks, and that's really important. But yeah, anyway guys, let me know what you think. Drop a comment below. Are you a fan of Ryan Reynolds' style? Are you a fan of his looks? Is there anyone else you want me to run through a review of? Drop a comment below. Please do check out our store, archeryandwoods.com, for pre-owned menswear and vintage watches. Like and subscribe, it really just helps me out. And get in touch if you have any questions. Hello@archeryandwoods.com, @archeryandwoods on the socials, and I look forward to hearing from you soon. Cheers.